When I invited you, my boss said to give them something, but I can't give you top shelf. That was top shelf leg out.
Jodie, you got to be a guest. You got to be my first guest. She goes, get the fuck out of here. I'm not being your guest. Like, she's that real. You know what I'm saying? She was like,
right.
shut the fuck up. Get out of here. No way am I being your guest. But I softened her up by the time we were at the rap party. I was like, Jodie, come on, could you please be my guest? She's like, fine, I'll be your guest. So as hard as it was, I wound up getting her to, I corralled her onto the air, and I did an interview with her, and it was pretty goddamn awesome.
Again, I feel like Stern was like a little bit jelly about this. Like,
well, I kind of called them on the air about that. There was a moment where they were playing that, and it was a weird day because it was one of the days like Jimmy Kimmel was there, because I can't stand that motherfucker.
Oh,
I can't stand him. I hated it.
I know I don't like him, but why don't
I hate his guts. If I had a chance, I would slap him in his lip. But we're grown ups and we won't do that.
Yeah.
But he happened to be Howard's guest for the day.
Mm.
And that was the day that they decided they were going to review my show. And part of the show was me interviewing Jodie Foster. And there was a moment where, and the side note, I worked at a nightclub before, and I came straight from the club, and I had a couple of beers before I went there. So they both started listening to me interviewing Jodie Foster, not knowing how hard it was for me to get her on the air and what it took me to get there, but I did, and it was a great interview. And Jimmy Kimmel had a couple words to say about it, and I said, "Excuse me, let me ask you a question, motherfucker. Have you ever interviewed Jodie Foster?" He goes, "No." And I said, "Howard, have you?" He said, "No." And I said, "Both of you need to shut the fuck up then." And then I burped and blew a beer burp into Jimmy Kimmel's face.
I love it.
One of my favorite moments in my entire life.
And then he started crying, right?
No, he on the way out, Ganji interviewed him and said, "What do you think of Grillo?" And he goes, "I think Grillo is an awful human being." And I was like, "Thank you very much." Yeah. Thank you. Fuck you. Jimmy Kimmel, you're just a fucking punk. That's all I can say.
He's a douche, and no one's interested in anything he has to say.
Douche.